against a great play-action pass.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Flying down the middle of Henry. And he's going to manage a low yard on that drive up the gut. B.J. Hill, the one to bring him down.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Lamar off the play fake. To the left and hauled in by Likely. And he will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens finish up an excellent opening series. They're on the road, but still favored coming into this one. And they quickly made a mockery of that home field advantage, Brock, with an opening drive TD.
Just kind of playing like a team, right? That just knows it. They believe in themselves. They've got that athletic arrogance and confidence. Coming into this building, they can't wait to take the home crowd right out of it.
It is Tyler Luke now on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens will jump back to a 7-0 lead. Here's Charlie Jones with the return. He stopped on the run back of the 27. So here are the Bengals now as they get set for their opening drive. And at the helm won his 2nd comeback player of the year award last year with a career best season. Now in year 6 here in the NFL, it's Joe Burrow.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
11 MT, 11 MT.
Off the play fake, Burrow. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up 3rd down.
To get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Setting up the screen. Shoots away from one. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
So on 4th down, Bengals calling on Ryan Rico for the punt. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. Fields this at the 19. He dodged the tackle. And we'll love the effort on that return as he gets him all the way up beyond the 40. Great spot to start a drive in here. Ravens headed up 1st and 10. Play action now with Jackson. Getting out to his left. Trying to find some positive yardage. He's across the 45. And finally down right along that opposing 40. With 16 yards on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore 1st.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Mitchell takes it straight ahead. Has a lane in. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. And now the Bengals have it. And they're going to take possession of the football. They're going to do it deep on their own side of the field. Well, he was fighting off defenders, trying for the extra yards. You understand it, but might have been what cost him and opened the door for that fumble.
Okay, you and I both know this game has changed so much in our lifetimes. It's evolved in so many different ways.
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Play is under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free. Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. He was looking for Mark Andrews. And it sets up 2nd down.
At the 21-yard line.
They give to Henry on the inside handoff. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Paycor Stadium right after this. Welcome back. 2nd quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. They'll try and punch it in. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Listen, everybody in the huddle on the sidelines sure want a little bit more from that run, but you didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot. And can't wait to see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
Handoff headed right to Henry. And he's in for the touchdown. The Ravens take a 13-0 lead. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out. And that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Here's Luke for the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Ravens double their lead to 14. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Here's a return from the 7. This makes it up to the 25. The Bengals and running back Chase Brown getting set to begin another drive here. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
11 and
This drive will begin with a run by Brown. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
right 80.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Has him on the quick hitter. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Hey, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
And this time, they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And this defense makes the stop in a big way to bring up 4th down.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
Ryan Rico headed back out for the punt. And this will be his second effort of the contest. Brought down before the return gets far. The Ravens and Lamar Jackson ready to go again on offense. And he already has a passing touchdown in this game. As you can see, that's what he's done with regularity all year, sitting among the NFL leaders in that category. First down now, ball at the 33. Henry gets it here to start the drive. Nearly starts the drive with the first down run. Stopped a yard short, gain of 9.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that first down. Running for the marker on second. And finally, they're able to bring him to the ground. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, he got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Now Jackson off the play action. Cut by the open man. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. So a 27-yard pickup on that play. And that's going to be a Baltimore first.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, here's Lamar. Pass into the hands of Mark Andrews. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a first and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on in their passing game.
Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. Mitchell up the middle. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on first and goal. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Play fake. Jackson. Brings it in. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
You know, kid, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Mitchell. And he gets in. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens take a 20-zip lead. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Here's Luke for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Ravens stretch their lead to 21. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Coach Zach Taylor getting his Bengals out there for their next drive. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
On 2, ready?
Cincinnati into formation. It's 1st and 10. A lot of mess on the move here. And he is going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals chop some of the lead off before the half. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
That one right down the middle. And the Bengals get it back to a 14-point game.
Bengals 7.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Baltimore running its offense out now. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
And in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
They go play fake with Jackson. This is a heater going deep. It's caught at the 25. And this gets close to the red zone. He is inside the 25.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. On the handoff, here's Mitchell. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives them the 1st and goal. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. Back-to-back big plays have them all set up. 1st and goal here. From the red zone on 1st. And he scores. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens boat racing them to the halftime locker room. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Here's Luke for the point after. He connects on the point after. And the Ravens stretch their lead to 21. All set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Cincinnati just about set for its next offensive possession. They're trailing, but there's enough time, Brock, that they could get a scoring drive to attack that here before the break. Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow on the play action. That throw finds Jamar Chase. And he's going to be sent out of bounds just after he crosses the 35. It's a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first. New set of downs from the 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Right back to Chase. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. And goes to the hurry up here.
4 yards on the pickup.
Burrow out of the shotgun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he works it forward to the 33-yard line. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Again, it's Burrow. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack brings the offense to 4th down.
Desperation's a tricky thing, Kate. You love defenses when they're desperate and they're just playing on edge. But offensively, you're in a hole like this, the worst thing you could do is get desperate in a sack. Oh, it only adds further insult to injury.
Ryan Rico on to punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Begins his return at the 16. All right, so they're only going to have enough time for one more snap here before we reach halftime. Probably looking at our final snap and a half here on 1st down. This one's set up for Lamar. So a one-sided contest as we reach the break here. Let's head over to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Week 15 of the NFL season, playoff time for you fantasy football players. But for the real teams, the home stretch is starting. Let's get into it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. We begin right here in the Sunshine State. It's the Bucs at home to take on an NFC South foe, the Atlanta Falcons. And it's the veteran Mike Evans. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Bucs come away with an 8-point victory. From there, why don't we go out to the Space City of Houston, looking in on the Texans as they play host to the Arizona Cardinals. And it's the veteran Jacoby Brissett. Everything's going his way so far, one of 3 first-half touchdown passes. One more to show you. Let's go to Philadelphia. It's the Eagles taking on the Raiders. And it's the man, Saquon Barkley. He'll take this one in for the score. He now has 12 touchdowns on the season. This one's gone to halftime, and it's the Eagles lead by a field goal at halftime. With that, let's give you a chance to look at the playoff picture in the NFC with 1 month remaining in the regular season. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we hand it back over to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Set up. Here's Luke to kick it away. we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. Coach Zach Taylor getting his Bengals out there for their next drive. In that first half, they just couldn't keep up the pace, but they're going to be the ones setting the pace here to begin this third quarter. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Burrow from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Well, this group right here, Brock, poised to make a run in the playoffs, but they've had to earn that trip to the postseason, haven't they, without some of their teammates here on the field.
And for everyone on this injury report, the key is recovery. If you got a shot to make it back, any shot, you're going to do all you can to be a part of a playoff run. And for those guys out there playing today, the key word is prevention. Do not add anybody else to this list before the postseason arrives.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Go left side, and Gesicki has it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Burrow now on 1st down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Roquan Smith with the pick. And the Ravens get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
That's so cool. He really did it all for him, didn't he? First he forced the turnover, and then he set them up in a better spot. Really nice return. Yeah, he had designs on doing the scoring for him, too. One more move, and he might have broken it for 6.
First down now, ball at the 33. Here's Henry. And he powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
First down run, nabs him 5. Now 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. And this is going to get him into the red zone. He's at the 18-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the first down.
On first down, Jackson. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And they will take this into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens push their lead further to start the half. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. That gives him a marked distinction for this season. He's now up to 40 touchdown passes this year. And it's part of one of the more impressive campaigns that we've seen from an NFL QB. Here's Luke for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Ravens grow their lead yet again. All set up, here's Luke to kick it away. On the return, here.